The Democrats seem not to care at all about this either. They're prioritizing spending. And there's some logic to that. I mean, if you think about it, the social safety net that is more spending, that is taking care of us in rough circumstances. But what it also does, it also keeps the spending flowing, keeps the money flowing. It keeps things the same. It doesn't force us to make the hard decisions that we need to make about how we live our lives, about how we manage things, how we save. Tough questions that we need to make. This is the weekly note. What are your thoughts on this? You can send me a text or leave me a voicemail, 585-371-8865, or email me at thedailynote.net. More in a moment.
Slowing down the news.
Hello, welcome back to the weekly note. I'm James A. Brown. You can check out my work at jamesabrown.net. That's jamesabrown.net. I've been talking about our financial circumstances as a nation, everything that we've been going through, the choices that we're making. Some wise, I just talked about a McKinsey survey that said that 3 out of 4 of us are cutting back. Well, that's not the only one that points at that direction. There's a Harris poll found that 89% of Americans believe that cooking at home is the best way to save money, and they're acting on it. 68% of us, according to Veracast Restaurant Trend Watch, now forego restaurant meals altogether. That's more than 2/3 of the country choosing their kitchen over a restaurant. Now, there are all sorts of ripple effects of this choice when you choose to eat at home, and not all negative. When you choose to eat at home, it does save money. And that's certainly what we're trying to do in this circumstance. But it also means that those small businesses, those that, whether they have 5 employees, 2 employees, or 50, well, they're not doing as well. So what's happened is that restaurant, and truly since the pandemic, going out to restaurants has sort of become a sacrifice. And it's a double-edged sword. Well, I'd say three-edged sword if I'm being honest. It's not just that we are trying to save money because the cost of everything is higher. The cost of everything at the restaurant is higher, in part because we're not going, in part their supplies are actually higher as well. If you're not getting as many customers, your costs are the same or higher. So you raise your costs to match that problem. It's a rough problem. And if these restaurants, these businesses struggle, they're not paying sales taxes, and that's not going into our governments. So our governments are paying less, giving back less, taking in less. So what's happened here is this mounting problem on every side. Bank America has more on this. They found that Gen Z, they're spending even less than the rest of us on these things, on food, on going out, eating. But at the same time, their discretionary in entertainment and travel spending is up 25% year over year. We're talking in 2025, up, not flat, not slightly down, not holding steady despite economic headwinds, that jargon that we hear all the time. No, 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 no. They're spending more on experiences. Emerge's Event Effect found that 86% of Gen Z, the youngest people in our workforces, exceed their budget at these events. So you are going to, let's say, I don't know, Bad Bunny. You are more willing to throw the kitchen sink at going to see Bad Bunny while you're scraping at home. I guess that balances it out, right? Because you have to you have to pull back somewhere, don't you think? 86% of them. It's not a few people going, you know, to the concert and getting carried away. That's just about everybody there. They're not accidentally overspending, they're choosing to. And this is where this gets even more interesting. Looking at the fourth quarter of 2025, Gen Z cut their holiday budgets at the same time. Think about that logic. You're going to cut your spending on your friends and family, but increase spending on going on a cruise or going to Coachella or going abroad. I, I guess it's not totally insane, but it doesn't seem all that logical to me either. What do you think? I mean, it, are they are they making the right move here? Is it smart? I struggle with this kind of logic, with the fact that they're choosing to short dinner and their family and friends, but throwing all sorts of money